In the bustling heart of New York City, Ethan Hayes stood in the lobby of his own hotel, the Emerald Plaza, feeling an unusual surge of nerves. He had always been the confident owner, but today, dressed in a simple hoodie and a baseball cap pulled low over his brow, he hoped to blend in as just another guest. He had shaved his beard, hoping to appear less recognizable. This day was about more than just anonymity, it was about experiencing his establishment from a new perspective. As he lingered near the reception desk, pretending to check his phone, the lively chatter of families checking in filled the air. Excited children dashed around, while parents struggled with luggage. Ethan listened intently, hoping to catch genuine conversations, something he rarely experienced as the hotel owner. All too often, he was met with polished reports and polite compliments that didn't reveal the true heartbeat of his hotel. Suddenly, his attention was drawn to two young boys standing a few feet behind him. They were whispering excitedly yet nervously, their eyes darting around the bustling lobby. "He said he was a good man," one boy murmured. "He helped our mom a long time ago." The other boy replied, "But what if he doesn't remember us? What if he doesn't even know who we are?" Intrigued, Ethan stepped back slightly to catch more of their conversation, his heart racing. Who were these children talking about? His hotel didn't usually host celebrities or important figures. "Our mom said this hotel owner changed her life," the first boy continued, his voice trembling with a blend of hope and fear. Ethan felt a pang in his chest as he realized they were talking about him. But how could he have changed someone's life without even remembering? His mind raced through the countless employees he had known over the years. He had always tried to be kind, but he didn't recall anything significant that would warrant such reverence. Pushing aside his growing curiosity, he cleared his throat and inched closer, pretending to examine a display of tourist brochures. The boys, seemingly oblivious to his presence, continued to whisper. "Mom's gone now, and she said he would help us," the first boy said softly, pain evident in his voice. Ethan's heart ached. These boys had lost their mother and had come to his hotel seeking help from him, a man they had never met. This was more serious than he had imagined, it felt personal. Did he know their mother? As he pondered this, a large man bumped into him, snapping him back to reality. He needed to keep up the act of an ordinary guest. After checking in with an unfamiliar clerk, he stepped aside, lingering near a pillar to observe the boys' next move. They approached the front desk timidly, clutching a worn piece of paper that seemed to hold their hopes. The clerk, a young woman named Sarah, appeared confused as the boys spoke to her, and soon disappointment washed over their faces when she shook her head. The boys retreated to a corner of the lobby, each holding onto an old backpack, looking lost and forlorn. Ethan noticed an older woman sitting nearby, her worried expression mirroring the boys' anxiety. Perhaps she was their guardian. When they joined her, she whispered something, gently stroking one boy's shoulder. As Ethan contemplated his next move, he spotted Sarah making her way across the lobby. She knew almost everyone and could provide the information he needed without revealing his identity. He pulled his cap lower and approached her discreetly. "Excuse me, Sarah," he said quietly. "I'm curious about that family over there, the two boys and the older lady. They seem upset." She glanced over her shoulder. "They arrived earlier today. They wanted to speak to the owner, but I told them he wasn't available. They insisted, but I couldn't help them." Ethan nodded, pretending to be an interested stranger. "What do they need?" "They seem to think the owner can help them. Their mother worked here a long time ago and told them he was kind," she explained, concern etched on her face. Ethan's stomach twisted. The boys believed he would help them, and he felt a sense of duty to find out who they were. He thanked Sarah and stepped away, his mind racing. That evening, in his suite on the 6th floor, Ethan sat at the desk feeling restless. If their mother had worked at the hotel, perhaps he could find her in old employment records. He booted up his tablet and used a staff login he knew by heart, aware of the risk he was taking. As he sifted through old staff lists, a name caught his eye, Emily Johnson. She had been a receptionist, bright and full of warmth, but had left abruptly about a decade ago. He remembered their friendship fondly, but she had vanished without a trace, leaving him with unanswered questions. His heart raced as he connected the dots. If the boys were around 10 or 11, it matched the timeline perfectly. Had Emily been pregnant when she left? Had she felt the need to protect herself and her children from a world she thought would reject them? Just then, the realization hit him like a jolt. He might have sons, boys standing in his lobby right now, waiting for him. Determined to help, Ethan decided to find them the next day. He approached them cautiously, introducing himself as a concerned guest. Clara, the older woman, looked at him suspiciously while the boys clung to her side. "I noticed you seemed upset at the front desk," Ethan said softly. "Is there anything I can do to help?" Clara explained their situation, revealing that Emily had once worked at the hotel and had told her boys to seek out the owner if they ever needed help. Ethan felt the weight of her words. As he listened, his heart sank further. He had failed to be there for Emily, and now her children were alone. Ethan's resolve hardened. He needed to help them. After a few moments, Ethan asked if he could read the letter the boys had mentioned. Clara hesitated but eventually handed it over. As he unfolded it, he felt a wave of emotion wash over him. The letter was filled with love and regret, revealing Emily's struggles and her fears about burdening him with their lives. Ethan felt a mix of sorrow and determination. He had to make things right. After promising Clara and the boys he would help, he tucked the letter away and headed back to his office. Over the next few days, Ethan worked tirelessly to provide the boys with a safe haven. He arranged for them to stay in a secure suite, ensuring they had everything they needed. But he also began to investigate what had happened to Emily and why she had felt she needed to leave. The more he dug, the clearer it became that someone had been manipulating events behind the scenes. He suspected Mark, a senior manager who had been with him since the beginning, might have played a role in silencing Emily's attempts to reach out. Ethan's investigation culminated in a tense confrontation with Mark. When pressed, Mark's facade crumbled, revealing the truth. He had intercepted Emily's letters, fearing that Ethan's focus on family would jeopardize the hotel's expansion plans. With Mark's confession on record, Ethan felt a sense of closure. He had reclaimed his family, not just by acknowledging the boys as his sons but by ensuring they would never have to face that kind of betrayal again. In the weeks that followed, Ethan, Adrian, and Luke spent time together, bonding over shared experiences and exploring the hotel. They transformed the neglected garden into a vibrant space, planting flowers and creating a sanctuary. As they worked, Ethan felt a newfound sense of purpose. He had missed the early years of fatherhood, but he was determined to be there for his sons from now on. Together, they honored Emily's memory, ensuring her legacy lived on in the love and hope they cultivated in their lives. One afternoon, while tending to the garden, Adrian suggested planting a small fountain. Luke, with his characteristic enthusiasm, wanted to dedicate a corner for wildflowers. Ethan was touched by their ideas and promised to make it happen. As the days turned into weeks, the bond between Ethan and his sons deepened. They shared laughter, stories, and dreams, creating a family dynamic that felt both new and familiar. Ethan found joy in the little things, teaching them how to ride bikes, cooking dinner together, and even helping with school projects. But the past was never far behind. One evening, while they were watching a movie together, Ethan received a phone call from Sarah. "Ethan, we need to talk," she said, her voice tense. "I think someone has been watching the hotel closely since Mark left." Ethan's heart raced. "What do you mean?" "There have been strange incidents, people lurking around, unusual questions about you and the boys. I think someone wants to know more about your family," she explained. Ethan felt a chill run down his spine. He couldn't let anything threaten the safety they had built. "We need to be cautious," he replied, determination in his voice. "Can you increase security around the hotel, especially near our suite?" "Absolutely. "I'll double the patrols," Sarah assured him. Over the next few days, Ethan took extra precautions. He arranged for additional security measures, ensuring that Adrian and Luke were safe. He also started to spend more time with them outside the hotel, visiting parks and other attractions, trying to keep their spirits high amidst the growing tension. One afternoon, as they were walking through Central Park, Ethan noticed a figure watching them from a distance. The feeling of being followed sent a wave of anxiety through him. He quickly steered the boys toward a crowded area, keeping them close. "Let's grab some ice cream," Ethan suggested, trying to keep the mood light. But inside, he was on high alert, scanning the park for any sign of danger. As they enjoyed their ice cream, Ethan's thoughts raced. Who could be watching them? Was it someone connected to Mark? The uncertainty gnawed at him, but he pushed it aside and focused on his sons, reminding himself that they were building a new life together. Eventually, the tension eased as they settled into their new routine. Ethan was committed to being a present father, and with each passing day, he felt a renewed sense of hope. The garden flourished, and so did their family bonds. One evening, while they were planting new flowers in the garden, Ethan decided it was time to share the truth with Adrian and Luke about their mother and the challenges they faced. He wanted them to understand the depth of Emily's love and the sacrifices she had made. "Guys, I want to tell you something important about your mom," he began, kneeling beside them. "She loved you both so much. She didn't want to leave you, but she felt she had to protect you. Sometimes, life throws challenges at us, and we have to make tough decisions." Adrian looked up, his eyes filled with curiosity. "Did she really think we would be okay?" Ethan nodded, fighting back tears. "She believed in you. She believed that you would grow up to be strong and kind. And she trusted that I would find a way to take care of you." Luke, who had been quietly listening, finally spoke up. "Will we always be safe now?" Ethan wrapped his arms around them both, pulling them close. "Yes, I promise. I will always protect you. You are my family now, and I won't let anything come between us." As they sat together in the garden, surrounded by the beauty they had created, Ethan felt a profound sense of peace. No matter the challenges they had faced, they had emerged stronger and more united. Together, they were building a new legacy, one filled with love, trust, and the promise of a brighter future. In the end, Ethan realized that family wasn't just about blood, it was about the connections forged through love, trust, and shared experiences. And as he looked at Adrian and Luke, he knew he would do everything in his power to protect them and build a future filled with joy and possibility. The journey ahead would be filled with challenges, but together, they could face anything that came their way.